It all started at the age of 17 when I got saved. I was in a drug den, and the power of God came on me when a young man ministered to me, and I heard a voice inside of me beginning to speak to me. It was a matter of days from that moment where the call of ministry came.
He had a insatiable hunger for the presence of God. It was so present upon him that it caused you to want the same.
So hungry after an encounter or a face-to-face encounter with God that there is no other option for you but to have an encounter.
He never for a second looked back. He never for a second doubted that God was called him to do something significant and great. And whatever that was, he was happy with that.
So I moved down to Umhlanga. It was a calling. I don't know how to explain it. I was driven, I was drawn there. I remember staying in my car for about 4 months, 3 to 4 months. But it was in this parking lot, in the beginning, where I slept. People would break into the car. All my food was in the car. I would shower on the beach, stay in the car. People would break into the car, steal my food out. I was always looking for a place that has a parking and a security. So at times there was security here through the night, and we didn't have money, so I would find odd jobs. At a time I was also digging trenches, morning to afternoon late, sweating hot and just digging holes for pipes. We're here in the middle of, I think, Rose Hill or Red Hill or something. It's a very dangerous place. There's a lot of drugs and so on going on here. But in this building here is where 3 ladies took me, and one of them are in our church right now. But we had to drive every morning. We left here 4 a.m. to be 5 a.m. at the church, and we'd sit on the back of the bakkie cold and drive through to there, or we'd put money together and use the cars in the bakkie to get to prayer meeting. Every single morning we were at the prayer meeting 5 a.m.
And I just remember, whilst all the youth were out in the field doing youth things, playing, he was in the presence of God, praying, worshiping, spending time in the Word, spending time with God. And we really had a move of God there in Umhlanga.
So we were going into ministry, and I was promoted, began to run the youth where I was, then began to be the associate preacher, preached in the church. I did a lot of conferences. We saw God doing incredible miracles.
When eternity comes into this place, time is not a factor. Come on, you guys with me. God does not live in the time zone. God goes beyond the time.
There was a lady that came to every service. She was in a wheelchair. Something had happened to her hip. I believe her hip was shattered.
And he pulled her out. And as he pulled her out of the wheelchair, you could actually hear like her back cracking.
And I just remember seeing this lady that came to every service in a wheelchair. Suddenly she's walking, but not just walking, she's running up and down the aisles of the church holding Prophet's hand.
He came there for the youth. Our youth was struggling, and then they invited him to come to our youth. And then when he came, suddenly our youth exploded. To be part of something that is a move of God that is real.
And begin to see, for as far as you can see, I will give it to you.
I remember my wife and I drove up to Centurion, left our salary behind, drove up with our car. Only things we have is what is in the car.
We hit the ground running, but it was just something supernatural because God just brought people around us.
That was when Pastor Stefan joined us.
We started encounter nights where we had once a week a cell group just to build a bigger team to go out and to affect South Africa.
The prisoner of I feel like I'll get delivered one day. The Bible is saying, listen, you are bound for deliverance today. Not only deliverance, but I will give you directly as you come out of the prison, I'll give you a double portion in this.
Those were days when I prayed a lot. I remember there was a season I prayed 4 hours every day. I was on a 21-day water fast. That's a photo where we're all sitting and praying and angels would appear to us. The angel said to me, I've been sent by the living God to you to tell you, do not carry on with crusades, but plant a church of the supernatural in Centurion on the 18th of September. That's what the angel said to me. And I had my yearly planner right in front of me, my diary, and I quickly went to look on what is the 18th September, and I saw the 18th September, it was a Sunday.
So I remember Prophet having a meeting with the guys that was close to us at that time.
Prophet came to us and said, listen, he had an encounter with an angel. The angel said to him on the 18th of September to plant the church.
Clearly do I remember there was 3 weeks. We had 3 weeks to find a building, renovate a building.
Everyone just said, listen, what can we do? How can we make this work?
Support came in instantly.
I remember the guys working through the night.
Like we just started breaking. We got a small building, we break down walls, we did renovations, and we just started.
The 18th of September we opened.
When you are in the fire of your life, when circumstances are coming against you, when all hell are coming against you, that's when you and I begin to see the Son of God manifest right in our midst.
It was like from the beginning of praise, or from announcements, from whenever it was, the atmosphere was electric.
People always say, I hope there's going to be 100 people. And I'm like, always knowing, listen, if prophet says it's going to be 100 people, it's going to be 300 people.
I know we had close to 400 or just over 400 people.
There was power present every single service. There were signs, wonders, there were healings continuously.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2003. I only weighed 39 kilos and he delivered me from the spirit of death. I actually received the report stating that my lungs are clear.
It was not difficult to start because when an angel tells you to do it, it's nothing difficult. It's not a guess, it's not a thought, it's not really faith because I was given a clear instruction to do it.
A lot of people see him as someone who's distant from people. He's got such a heart for the lives of people and the people that are under him, the people that are around him that God has given to him.
So one thing that stood out to me that people don't understand is like he is someone that knows not just about the supernatural things, but about the normal day-to-day thing of loving your brother, because that is how the Bible says you are his disciple. Not how on fire you or how big your church is how you love other people will show that you're my disciple.
One moment that I'll never forget is he phoned me and he asked me how are we doing. He asked me, if we're okay financially or what are we going to do now. And before I hadn't even thought about any of those things. I was busy dealing with the church. He offered out of himself. He offered for myself and my wife and my 6-month-old son to move up to Joburg, to live in his house with no time factor attached. Just come and live in my house. I'll support you financially. I'll care for you. And I didn't know at the time, but I needed a lot of healing. My wife as well. We needed a lot of healing as a family and a lot of, help. And I think that's a side to Prophet Leon that not many people get to see.
A lot of people, a lot of ministers say that you must separate ministry from family, but what my wife and I do is we try to include family into ministry. I don't try to say, come and spend so much time in ministry and give my family first place. No, I give everyone all place. Because if I include my family into ministry, and I include ministry into family, my family sees ministry as spending time with family.
There is no balance between ministry and family. We are one.
I think it was 3 months in that building and we had to give notice.
We didn't stay long in that building, as you know, as God just brought the revival.
That building could only contain us for 2-3 months, and we had to find another building.
And people just invited people to come more to the services, and that is why we needed a bigger building.
The atmosphere was incredible because of the excitement.
I pray that everyone in this atmosphere will be imparted to them. Let the anointing rest upon them.
There's been so many prophetic things that have happened that is just absolutely crazy.
And I see words that are being said. Yes, sir. That is not good. Yes, sir. Words that are coming out that is not good. But these words are also coming from Limpopo. Yes, sir.
Got a book out and he drew a logo.
I'm even looking at a design or a logo of a company.
And he showed the logo on a camera. And this guy literally pulled out his phone and he said, I've just opened the business. Look at the logo.
The growth that Encounter has gone through and experienced in the last few years, and how many campuses have been planted.
Pastor Martin actually phoned me and he says to me, Prophet actually wants to speak to you about a vision he had about you. And Prophet said to me that God says you must start a church. I had a vision, and he says to me, what's one sentence? Now preach in your church.
And a heavenly assignment in Jesus' mighty name.
He can use you, and he wants to use you to bring testimonies to other people, because the moment we have testimonies, we are glorifying Jesus. It's not ourselves. You and I are called to bring glory to Jesus.
And as we're sitting there, he says to me, okay, so you're going to move. So I said, what? So he said, no, you need to move. You need to plant a church. I said, okay.
Heaven will witness, and heaven will witness and back you up, says the Spirit of God.
What does Encounter Church mean to you?
Freedom, deliverance, peace, restoration.
This has become my house, and this has become my home, and everybody that's here has just become my family.
Really changed my life, took bondages of rejection off that I had my whole life.
It's totally been a lifeline for me. That's what it's meant.
We have worked towards this vision of building a headquarters, which we are beginning to do right now, and we are breaking ground as we speak to the headquarters given by the heavenly vision. And this is the headquarters of Encounter. This is the headquarters that will feed the nation and the rest of the Encounter churches and the nations. This is a headquarters that God has shown me in a vision many years ago. Now we're at that precipice of this vision coming to pass, which is to have our own headquarters. So we purchased land. We purchased land for offices. We purchased land already for the building where we're going to build. And this building is going to stand called the headquarters of Encounter. And it will be Encounter Global, because it'll feed the broadcasting of our global community. It'll be the prophetic movement of around the world for Encounter. It will also host a lot of international guests. It'll host a lot of international conferences. It'll host a lot of broadcasting partnership events. It'll host nationwide Encounter events and nationwide Encounter conferences. It will feed and run all the Encounter churches from the headquarters up here. This is a place where people find deliverance, will find healing, will find salvation, will find the supernatural, imparted to raise up, trained up for ministry. Broadcasting will go out. So this is the building that will stand. This is the next phase, and the next season of Encounter is the building of Encounter Global Headquarters in Centurion.